You're about to hear the story of a new weight loss plan, unveiled here for the first time. It's a plan that you'll actually enjoy, with no pills, no diet, and no exercise. Stay tuned for this incredible story.
I think basically people who are overweight have low self-esteem, and personally, I really don't care to be around them.
I just basically think they're lazy.
They're not very fun to be around.
They have a low opinion, especially if you're trying to get a job or you're trying to meet people. There's a low opinion about it because they don't think that they're as energetic or as intelligent, in fact.
They just don't care. I mean, you should care. You should care about what you're doing to your body.
I don't like to be overweight because people look at you different, as though you are not a regular human being.
This woman went from this to this in just 8 weeks, and all she did was enjoy herself. This man went from this to this in just 8 weeks, and all he did was enjoy himself. During the next half hour, you'll learn about a revolutionary weight loss plan with no pills, no diet, and no exercise. Now, losing weight is fun. Here with this amazing story is Michael Dixon.
None of us like being overweight, so we look for miracle cures, like diet pills. Now, prescriptions can leave us jumpy and irritable, sometimes even getting us innocently hooked. And many of those over-the-counter and mail-order pills just flat out don't work. And then there are the diets. Hundreds of diets telling us what to eat, everything from grapefruit to seaweed. Now, the diets don't work either. Why? Because they make us miserable. And speaking of misery, nothing can beat good old-fashioned exercise.
I hate exercise, but I don't know how else to take weight off.
So what is left to make us lose weight? Some kind of magical machine? Well, as a matter of fact, there is. But we'll get to that later. Being overweight is not a happy experience. Whether by 10 pounds or 100 pounds, it makes us not feel good about ourselves. It affects our work and our love life, makes us feel uncomfortable or downright depressed. We even feel guilty because we think it's our fault. But wait a minute, it's not our fault. You can't blame a child for his or her upbringing. But ever since we were children, we've been conditioned to be overweight. You see, amazingly enough, being overweight has nothing to do with our body. It has to do with our mind. It's the way we visualize ourselves. If we think fat, then we are.
I think Shakespeare said it best when he said, belief creates the actual fact. Whatever you think about most of the time is exactly what you're going to bring about in your life, and it's proven again and again and again. We do a lot of negativity thinking to ourselves. 88% of what comes at us every day is negative, and then we take that and use it against ourselves. Well, I'm too big to do that. I'm too fat to do that. And you keep repeating that again and again and again and again, and you begin to believe that.
Many of us, when we're younger, are trained to survive by overeating. But that's not all. What happens as we get older is the messages that we put inside of ourselves, just as the people who loved us in school and in church and at home and visiting the relatives, were constantly urging us to eat a little bit and to stay a little healthier. I found that with many people that I've worked with, that people not only were encouraged to be a little heavier than a little thinner, but as we got older, no one ever encourages us to slow down. You see, as we get older in life, our metabolism slows down and we need less food. But the messages that were put in when we were born and when we were 1 year old and 2 year old and 3 year old, those messages still guided how much we ate, how much we chewed, and how often we ate. To complicate it even worse, the world that we live in, to be hospitable when a guest arrives is to give you food. So that here are we, a little bit overweight, going to visit the people we care about, relatives and friends, and the first thing they do is bring out an apple pie and a chocolate cake. And if they don't, we begin to wonder if they don't like us, and if they do, we eat still more and we get a little fatter. Couple that with the fact that sitting in front of a television set every night of the year, or often, Every other advertisement is for pizza and for beer and for cookies and for chocolate and for ice cream. And those wonderful people on television continually remind the little child within us that we should be good and we should finish everything in front of us. So it's true that we're not really responsible. We were programmed that way. And what has been happening is that time has come at a certain point that we have to make a decision on if we want to keep that program intact.
Now, since being overweight is a state of mind, our brain tells us to eat too much. Consider the brain to be like this computer. Whatever we program into the computer is what comes back out. If since childhood our computer has been programmed with the same overweight messages over and over and over again, naturally we will overeat to fulfill that image of ourselves.
The negative messages that we've picked up from parents are usually about our concept of ourselves. Again, you're not chubby enough, you're not looking plump enough. That kind of thing will condition people to just eat more, and then they'll have a faulty image of themselves. They may be chubby and think that they might be somewhat slim because their parents have liked that image of them. And so we create kind of false images of ourselves through messages that we picked up from our folks or through other people, through friends.
The way the mind works is that when we're very young, usually most of our eating habits and most of our ideas about eating and almost the entire way we approach food, all of which is unconscious, has been put into our mind, and that becomes the way we approach eating, and it becomes unconscious. It's as if when we drive our car, we don't pay attention to driving. We just often get into the car and drive, and then we arrive where we are, and sometimes we wonder how we got there. So it is with eating. Very often we sit at the table or we sit in front of a television set and we automatically live out the program that was put in when we were young children, unless we've modified that program. This unconscious programming of our eating habits is part of who we are, and it's programmed in. If we lived in another culture or if we lived at another time in history, we would probably have a different cultural type of message or a different type of message from our parents. And so what happens is we can only fulfill what we call programmed instinct. Programmed instinct means like this: if you have a bird and it's building a nest, it can only build a nest a certain way. With human beings, we're programmed to eat a certain way, and all we can do is eat that certain way unless we change the program.
So the solution to the problem is actually very simple. We just reprogram the computer to change our thinking from fat to slim. Great strides have been made in this area, like these subliminal tapes. You've probably seen them sold here on TV. Put these tapes in your tape machine and hear the sound of the ocean. Listen. But what you can't hear with your ears are subliminal messages that tell your subconscious mind to think slim instead of fat. And they really work.
The subliminal tapes basically are one of the very great advancements in technology where you can reprogram your unconscious mind. Many of the subliminal tapes, of course, go through the ears, and that's one of their limitations. But subliminal tapes are the state-of-the-art of learning.
Subliminal tapes work, but they just don't go far enough because most of our learning comes through our eyes, not our ears. The most powerful images are those that we see, not hear.
Aware of your interest in Russian proverbs, let me add another one to your collection. It is better to see once than to hear 100 times.
When we recall anything out of our subconscious, we recall it in visual form. If I was to ask you to think about yesterday, and you spend a moment doing that, chances are what you're going to do is recall images that happened to you yesterday rather than words or rather than someone's statement to you.
In a famous experiment in 1957, a movie theater subliminally displayed the words "eat popcorn" on the screen during the film. Now, of course, theatergoers had no idea consciously that it was there, but sales of popcorn increased 58% during intermission. So, subliminal audio tapes may be good, But just imagine how much more powerful it would be for us to program our minds using our eyes instead of our ears. We do it with the magical machine that I talked about earlier, the magical machine that we all have in our homes, the television set.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
My thanks to all of you, and now it's on to Chicago, and let's win there. Thank you.
The greatest honor history can bestow is the title of peacemaker.
We watch the history of the world unfold right here on television. It educates us, entertains us, and it feeds the computer in our brain thousands of messages each day. And now your TV set can be used to make you lose weight and keep it off, easily and enjoyably. Introducing Tele-Slim, the incredible new weight loss plan that programs your brain to think slim instead of fat. And it happens right here on your television screen with special messages that enter both your conscious and subconscious mind.
Tele-Slim is unique as a product, and I've had exposure to it and I've practiced with it, in the fact that we are in a world where the eyes have it, where most of our learning comes through the eyes, and we're a seeing type of world. A lot of the training tapes for weight loss and for other things come through the ears, and the ears are not as tuned as the eyes. So that with Tele-Slim production, what we find basically is that you are trained to learn subliminal messages through the eyes, the most effective way of training for our particular culture. I also discovered that the Tele-Slim program is simple, effortless, and natural. When I say it's simple, basically, it's very natural for a person to come home after a difficult day's work, sit down in front of the television set, and do what they naturally do, is to watch television. Many of the other programs look like graduate courses in weight control with all types of packaging, and in addition, they try to get through to you at the end of the day through your ears instead of through your eyes. When I talk about effective, I'm talking basically that this particular program, if we watch television on a regular basis, exposes us to between 2 and 4 hours of subliminal messages through the eyes every evening. A normal advertiser on television gets 30 seconds, perhaps a minute, to give us a message, and we have 2 to 4 hours every night. I'd also like you to realize that with a Tele-Slim program, we are naturally, effortlessly, and passively learning. When we learned to get fat, because perhaps of the messages we learned as children, or perhaps because good friends and people that care for us keep offering us food whenever we visit, or perhaps when the nice people on television tell us to buy ice cream or pizza or drink beer, we find that we would basically learned all these things naturally and effortlessly by just sitting there. And what we have in the Tele-Slim program is by naturally and effortlessly sitting there, we filter the fat messages through positive statements on thinness that slowly and surely enter our biocomputer through endless repetition and exposure time. And that's part of the beauty of this marvelous program. You see, eating is a habit. And many of our habits, as we've discussed, have been with us through a lifetime. And here, reminding us again and again through this Tele-Slim viewing prompters are messages to change the habit through the natural method of contact with the message and repetition. Because even as part of our mind is watching our favorite programs, relaxed and living our life naturally and effortlessly, so at the same time another part of our mind is reading these healthful and thin messages that make us healthy and proud to look at ourselves in the mirror.
And so you'll walk into the refrigerator where you normally out of habit go, and you'll open it up and you'll look in, and all of a sudden things won't be as appetizing to you, and you won't know why. And the real reason will be that you've been telling your belief system that it weighs a certain weight. Your body knows what it weighs, and it knows it doesn't weigh that, so it works together with that belief system to bring yourself, that real you that you're creating in your mind, into being, and you're no longer hungry.
If you watch at least an hour of television per day, this incredible new plan is for you. Tele-Slim is new, but actual results prove that it works. Now, as I said earlier, subliminal audio weight loss tapes are very effective, but they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. Using visual images will create an entirely new slim image of yourself, and all you do is watch your favorite TV shows. That's all. The special weight loss messages are now appearing right here on this television screen. This is an actual demonstration. The more TV you watch, the more weight you will lose. And no diets, no pills, and no exercise.
My experience in studying the Tele-Slim program and looking and working with the Tele-Slim viewing prompters, I'm thankful that I finally come across a program that taps the state-of-the-art of reprogramming the unconscious mind to eat sensibly. Not only does it help us become slim and trim in the most natural way, the most natural way being is that inside of us, the still small voice that tells us to eat or not eat is now being programmed with your permission and consent, so that it tells you to eat appropriately, to pay attention to how you look and how you feel. And I've come across this Tele-Slim program almost by accident at first. And what I've found out is I, as a former person who was too fat and who finally lost weight, realized that with an effortless program like this, that life through my adolescence and through many of the adolescents and adult lives of many of the people I know and work with would be infinitely simpler. Naturally watching their television screen and dropping the pounds off until they get to the weight that's appropriate to their own self-esteem and best interest. And I'm really glad that I came across it.
In 8 weeks, I went from 183 pounds to 153 pounds. I lost 30 pounds in the 8 weeks. The people that I work with have commented that I look a lot better, well, a lot thinner. I feel a whole lot better because I've lost all this weight, 30 pounds. I just feel great. I am healthier now. Every night after I get home from work, I would come in and put my things away, and then I would turn the TV on. I watch about 2.5 to 3.5 hours of TV each night. I watch different programs. I watched game shows that were on in the evening, news programs. And what was great about the program is that while I was watching the TV, I was losing the weight. It was a great program because there wasn't any exercise or any pills you had to do. You just had to watch TV.
I lost 36 pounds in only 8 weeks, and I went from 210 to 174 pounds, and I just feel great about it. When I first heard about this program, I just thought I'd have to find out for myself if it was for real. Well, I got home the first night, put it on my TV, and my kids started making fun of me. Well, I thought, well, since they're laughing, I'm going to go for it. And 8 weeks later, here I am, 36 pounds less and feeling great. I work with the public all day long, and people just can't believe how much weight I've lost. There are people I haven't seen in actually 8 weeks that didn't even know who I was, and that makes me feel terrific. The greatest part about this particular program was you got to watch anything you wanted on TV. TV was a piece of cake, you know, it was lay back on the couch and watch TV and lose weight. The program actually sounded too good to be true, and that's what got me started on the program. It does work, and I think everybody should try it.
Well, I'm very happy about how helpful the program has been to me. And I've lost, in the first week, 5 pounds that I'd been carrying around for a few years. The program helped me keep focused on my goal, and I consider it quite a success. When I first heard about the program, I was very interested. I was curious. is this really going to work? It sounds too easy. As it turned out, it is easy and it does work.
Wow, what a difference. And imagine all that weight loss and they enjoy themselves watching television at the same time. Stay tuned. We'll be right back to talk to the creator of Tele-Slim.
Get rid of unwanted pounds the easy, effective way by ordering the Tele-Slim Weight Loss Plan now. Here's what you get. A complete set of Tele-Slim viewing prompters for your TV set, featuring special weight loss messages created by a leading psychotherapist. No wires or tools required. They install in just a few seconds. No VCR necessary. The weight loss messages appear during any program you select to watch. You also receive this complete instruction manual showing how to make it work for you. Plus, as an extra bonus, you receive these 2 audio cassette tapes. First, an instructional session with a noted weight loss authority explaining the power of the plan and how to maximize its benefits. And second, a subliminal weight loss audio cassette for you to use during the times you're not watching television. Soothing sounds of the ocean with special subliminal messages will add to the effectiveness of the plan. Use it in your car, at work, or at bedtime. Regular audio-only weight loss cassettes may normally sell for as much as $69 or more. The Tele-Slim Weight Loss Plan with both audio and video should cost at least twice as much. But during this special introductory offer, the complete Tele-Slim Weight Loss Plan is yours for just $39.95 plus $3 postage and handling and comes with a 100% money-back guarantee. Use it for 30 days. If at the end of that time you don't think you are well on your way to becoming the slim person you deserve to be, return it for a full refund. Order now. Call toll-free 1-800-527-7300. That's 1-800-527-7300. Use your MasterCard, Visa, or American Express card. Call now 1-800-527-7300 or send check or money order for $39.95 plus $3 postage and handling to Tele-Slim, P.O. Box 9393, Mission, Kansas 66201. Why lose weight the miserable, old-fashioned way when you can do it the new, fun way? Call and order now.
Now here's the creator of Tele-Slim, one of the nation's leading authorities in the motivational field, Mr. Steve Lake. Tell us, Mr. Lake, what led you to come up with a Tele-Slim program?
I realize that many people in this country are overweight and have difficulty taking off the pounds. So I decided to come up with something that would help them lose weight safely, quickly, and effectively. As you know, Mike, most of us enjoy watching television. So I decided to come up with something where people can be motivated to lose weight and watch their favorite programs at the same time. You know, losing weight doesn't have to be a painful experience. It's just a matter of changing our thinking from fat to slim.
Do you have to watch any special programs?
No, as a matter of fact, you can watch any programs you like. The weight loss messages will be right there on the screen, reaching your subconscious and conscious mind.
All right, is Tele-Slim complicated to hook up to the television set? I mean, do you need a VCR or any special equipment, anything like that?
No, as a matter of fact, a videotape machine is not necessary.
Any tools, any special tools required?
No, there are no special tools needed. It's very simple and easy. Anyone can do it.
Straightforward.
Very simple.
Could you compare, for us, could you compare your program with those audio subliminal tapes?
Subliminal tapes do in fact work, but they don't go far enough.
What do you mean?
Well, we get 80% of our knowledge through our eyes and only 20% through our ears. So it stands to reason that something that we can see is much, much more powerful.
So I would imagine that if I'm watching the television set and really watching the television set, then it's going to have more of an impact.
Oh, most definitely so. Imagine every time you're watching TV, you are programming your mind to eat less and think slim. It really works.
I hope so, because that's exciting. It's an exciting program. Are you excited about it?
Oh, definitely. It's a fantastic program.
If you could leave the audience with one message about weight loss, about Tele-Slim, about all of it, what would it be?
Losing weight does not have to be miserable. You can enjoy it. With my plan, all you have to do is watch your favorite television programs, and the weight will come off safely, quickly, and effectively. There's never been anything quite like it.
Sounds good to me. And that's the story. The story of the most amazing weight loss plan ever developed. So good that if you are not satisfied, just return Tele-Slim for a full refund. Don't let this opportunity go by. Try Tele-Slim for your own sense of well-being, for your health, and for your life.
Now you can lose weight without diets, without pills, without exercise. Now you can lose weight just by watching television with Tele-Slim, the easiest, most effective weight loss plan ever developed. Ira went from this to this and lost 36 pounds in just 8 weeks with Tele-Slim. Rhonda went from this to this and lost 30 pounds in just 8 weeks with Tele-Slim. And the only thing they both did was enjoy watching their favorite programs on TV. With the special Tele-Slim viewing prompters, messages appear right here on your TV screen. Special psychologically proven affirmations program your mind to change your thinking from fat to slim. The more TV you watch, the more weight you lose. Get rid of unwanted pounds the easy, effective way by ordering the Tele-Slim Weight Loss Plan now. Here's what you get. A complete set of Tele-Slim viewing prompters for your TV set, featuring special weight loss messages created by a leading psychotherapist. No wires or tools required. They install in just a few seconds. No VCR necessary. The weight loss messages appear during any program you select to watch. You also receive this complete instruction manual showing how to make it work for you. Plus, as an extra bonus, you receive these 2 audio cassette tapes. First, an instructional session with a noted weight loss authority explaining the power of the plan and how to maximize its benefits. And second, a subliminal weight loss audio cassette for you to use during the times you're not watching television. Soothing sounds of the ocean with special subliminal messages will add to the effectiveness of the plan. Use it in your car, at work, or at bedtime. Regular audio-only weight loss cassettes may normally sell for as much as $69 or more. The Tele-Slim Weight Loss Plan with both audio and video should cost at least twice as much. But during this special introductory offer, the complete Tele-Slim Weight Loss Plan is yours for just $39.95 plus $3 postage and handling and comes with a 100% money-back guarantee. Use it for 30 days. If at the end of that time you don't think you are well on your way to becoming the slim person you deserve to be, return it for a full refund. Order now. Call toll-free 1-800-527-7300. That's 1-800-527-7300. Use your MasterCard, Visa, or American Express card. Call now 1-800-527-7300 or send check or money order for $39.95 plus $3 postage and handling to Tele-Slim, P.O. Box 9393, Mission, Kansas 66201. Why lose weight the miserable, old-fashioned way when you can do it the new, fun way? Call and order now.